Morning, I'm Sarah Arbogast. Thanks for being with us this morning. Well, you know our first guest as a regular PTL contributor, parenting expert Dr. Debbie Gilboa. As Dr. G always tells us, it's important to empower your children to make their own decisions, to be responsible for their own success, to be community-minded, and to help others. Her own son must have been listening to his mom, because today Dr. G is here with her son to talk about an impressive event he's created for fellow youth to do just that. It's an entirely kid-organized, kid-focused, kid-run event to help other kids share their ideas and inventions to make the world a better place. Like the TED Talks, this one is called TEDx Youth at Blue Slide Park, and Nadiv is recruiting youth leaders in our community to take part. Good morning to you both for coming in.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Good morning. So this was all your idea, right? Tell us about it. How did you come up with this?
So my idea, I was at a youth group event and we were having a discussion about the Women's March that had happened recently in Washington, D.C. And there was a lot of issues about just the organization, and a lot of people from the youth group went to the Women's March.
Okay.
And I realized that a lot of the kids' ideas, a lot of the adults around them wouldn't listen to them, and they wouldn't even acknowledge that they might be good ideas. And I thought that that was a shame, because I'm not saying kids only have good ideas. I have had some pretty bad ideas in my time.
Mom, can you back that up?
Speak.
But I want to make sure that us as a whole, as a society, we don't just discredit all of the ideas before really listening to them.
Okay, so Nadav, tell us how this event is going to work.
So it's a 5-hour event where we're going to have 9 live speakers, who I'm very excited because we're sending out our invitations to our speakers today for our confirmed speakers. I'm very excited for that. So we are going to have 9 live speakers and 3 pre-recorded TED Talks. TED Talks have already happened, and we're going to show them to our audience. It's all going to be recorded as TED contractually makes us do it. I'm very excited for it, and I hope it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, it sounds like a great event. And what are the speakers going to be talking about? A lot of different topics, or?
So the theme of the event is Create Your World, because I want youth to take initiative and make the world that they're going to live in, and I want adults to think about what the world that they're creating for their kids and for their younger peers.
And what do you want kids to take away from this event?
I want kids to understand that they have a voice and that they have ideas, and to not think, even if other people don't always listen to their ideas, know that they can have good ideas and to work to find those good ideas and make the world a better place.
And what would you say to maybe get some of your friends and some other youth here in Pittsburgh involved in this?
I would say, like an infomercial, have you ever had a good idea and no one would listen to you? Because I know almost every kid I've ever talked to, myself included, has good ideas that sometimes they don't listen to, and sometimes has bad ideas that they get listened to. And it's kind of not perfect, and I think that we can improve it.
Well, what an idea to come up with. You're 13 years old, you're an 8th grader, right? Are you getting some other kids at your school involved in this too?
So I'm getting a few kids. I want to make it as much of a community event. Pittsburgh's a really great city full of people who want to learn and want to teach. And I want to make sure that it's not just about my little small friend group. I want to make sure as many people have the opportunity to do this as possible. So I have help from people who I talk to and go to school with, but I'm trying to do my best to get people from around the city.
Very good, Nadav. You are wise beyond your years. And Dr. G, you have to be so proud.
I'm really, really excited for this event. Nadav has done a ton of work, and 6 of the speakers he's inviting are under the age of 21, and they are from all around the city and a few from around the country. And I think that people will be really amazed at the applications that he's gotten, the speakers that come and present.
Yeah, just when he came to you with this idea, what was your initial thought? Can he pull this off?
This is going to be a lot of work. Actually, he came to me and said, we have to apply for a license from TED to be allowed to have the event.
Oh, okay.
And that application took him about 3 weeks. And the fact that he stuck with that, took it to his language arts teacher, got some help editing his essays, showed me that he was really invested. And it's really difficult to say, oh no, that seems hard, I don't want to.
Exactly. Why is it so important to get youth involved and to share their ideas and to get their thoughts out there?
Because volunteering and philanthropy can't end with our generation. It never does. But we hear a lot from adults that kids aren't willing to look up from their phones and get involved. My experience of working with teenagers, not just my own, is that they're incredibly passionate. They have a lot of ideas. And the best way to engage them is to say, okay, what problems do you see? And they're usually ready to tell us. And what are you willing to do to try and help solve those problems? And that's what I like about this. Nadav has asked kids, what problems do you see and how do you want to solve them?
And do you think it's so important to start off at this young age, getting those thoughts going?
Actually, I think every time a child says to us, oh, that park has litter, or why does that person need money for food? That's a great time because kids are curious about the world around them to start them thinking about societal problems and how they can help at any level. You got to mention how people can really get involved.
Yeah, so there are 3 ways that people in our city can get involved. One of them is buying tickets. Tickets went live last night, and they're available at my website, which I'm very excited for. Also, entrepreneurs, if you are a kid or if you know a kid who is an entrepreneur or an inventor, we at our event, I want to get as many kid entrepreneurs to present their ideas or their businesses.
Not as speakers, just to showcase what they're doing at tables.
Because I know that it can be a little difficult sometimes.
Those applications are still open.
Yeah, they are. So if you know anyone.
And lastly, quickly.
Also, volunteering, you can contact me through my email or through my website if you're looking to volunteer, because we still have a lot of opportunities for that.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in, Nadav and Dr. G. Dr. Debbie Gilboa, parenting expert and family physician and regular PTL contributor with her son. You can look for a link to his TEDx youth event on November 19th and Dr. G's website as well. We have all the information for you spelled out on kdka.com/PTL.